Good evening, good morning, whatever time it is where you are. Thanks for joining me here on my channel, Steve Sturgill. I'm your chess host for this little mini session. We're looking at one of the greatest, or one of the games from one of the greatest chess players to have ever walked planet Earth, and that is the late, great Paul Keres, the uncrowned king, the Pope of chess. Paul II, named after Paul Morphy, not literally, but just lovingly. I do think Paul would have, should have, and could have won the world championship, but unfortunately, World War II happened, and a lot of bad things happened. And although Paul wasn't killed in the war, he was unable to play at his peak prime moment in life when he probably, again, would have won the world championship, but whatever. Wasn't to be, but still from the early to mid-30s all the way through the mid-60s, Paul actually won more important tournaments and just more tournaments outright than any other grandmaster from his era. But anyways, take that however you will. Here we're going to look at a game that was a Caro Kann Panov variation, of course, very all the rage in those years, and still trotted out at the highest level. And at the time that you'll see that on move, let's see, move, I thought it was move 6. Was it on move? Oh, I think move 2 for black. G6, looking and reminding me a lot of a Sicilian dragon. Well, that was actually a very famous Hungarian system named after the Hungarian chess master Elik Bakony. It looks like Bakonyi, but don't pronounce it like that. That's not good Hungarian nor Czechoslovakian. This game was played in 1969 in Luhakovice, I don't know, Czech, Hungary, Republic, or something like that. I hate to see countries cease to exist politically, but whatever. That's another topic for another time. Let's get into it. E4, C5, Knight F3, G6, preparing to fianchetto the black's bishop, D4, striking at the center, Bishop G7, C3, kind of a quiet little dainty move, but it does the job. C takes, D5 from black, striking on E4, obviously. E takes, Knight F6, Bishop C4. Not really protecting D5, maybe just eyeballing the diagonal for future importance, and also allowing white to castle, because obviously black can freely take back here, and if the bishop takes back, well, black's just better in that position. Not winning or anything, but better. Castles. Paul plays knight c3. Alfred Beni plays knight from b8 to d7, with obvious intentions, possibly of coming to b6. If nothing, you can pretty much just chill out there for a while and develop other pieces and just kind of ask white, what do you want to do? But again, theory wasn't nearly as advanced as it is now, so Paul moves the bishop back to b3, getting out of the way of that knight. Black comes to b6 at any rate, now striking the pawn, or at least pressurizing it. Castles. Knight munches the pawn on d5. Rook e1. Obviously, white doesn't want to take back in this position. It would not be a good idea for obvious reasons. b6. Knight e5. Bishop b7. Bishop g5. Rook c8. Queen d3. Knight takes pawn takes, knight d5, c4, knight b4, looking like a tempo on the queen, but this, guys, really wasn't a good idea, as we'll shortly see. Knight d2, bishop takes knight on e5, rook takes the bishop. Now that's like a fork, and it is, but does Paul care? Is this an important fork, or is it kind of a eh? I think it's more the latter. Now, although Paul played rook e2 in this position, nothing wrong with it. Probably more accurate would have been this move, rook b4, b5, excuse me, b5, and this is just a little bit more of an aggressive setup for white. But at any rate, this does the job. Black goes ahead and plays an unwise capture. That's not the ticket. F takes g5 is not the ticket. For one reason, you're giving up the knight. That's fine, whatever. It's a trade, right? But let's look at a couple of factors here. E7 now is ultra weak, and it cannot be pushed without being recaptured. If white trades queens on e7, and white goes rook e7, probably the a7 pawn is going to fall. It's just not good. King is still semi-exposed. The g-file is still perennially quite weak. Really not a good variation. At any rate, rook f7, obviously trying to protect the pawn in e7. Queen c3. Rook f5. Rook e1. Little battery going on there. Rook c7. Rook e5. Oh, wait a minute. Is that? Yeah. Rook e5 threatening the... Just a trade. Trades. h6. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. I think I... No. I think I keep doing this, and I don't think this is the... Okay, wait a minute. My apologies, guys. I'm sorry. That's what black probably should have played. When white's queen took on b4, that actually wasn't played. This is what should have been played. And black is still losing here, but it's maybe salvageable. It's still a little bit nebulous. Black, with extra crisp play, could probably turn this into a draw. No biggie. Maybe not against Paul, but against a lesser master. Without a doubt, this position is not all that bad. It's a little bit bad. It's not good. It's not totally gone. It's not out of the realm of catchability in terms of drawing. Instead, Alfred Beni played a howler of a move. Oops. Instead of rook f7, he played queen takes d4, thinking in his greed and chess blindness that he was winning a tempo on the rook on a1, and that ultimately the pawn was for free, the d4 pawn, and forgot to see a critical issue in the position. And I'm sure by now you're probably already seeing it. Black resigned after the next move. c5, disco check, and black's queen is toast. Gone. Game over. What a way to go out. But who better to go out to than Paul Keres in 1969? What a year, what a tournament, what a chess super grandmaster. the uncrowned king, the Pope of chess. I'll just run back through the game so you can look at it. I'm not going to make probably too much, if any, commentary. And we'll just end like that. And I will see you guys in the next video. If you like, please subscribe and click the bell for future updates. And again, this was a Caro Kann Panov variation with the Baconi system, named after Alec Baconi. 1969 against the unfortunate Alfred Beni, who was an international master who won, well, he won some nice events, but never got above IM, unfortunately. At least not to my knowledge. And it goes without saying that there are a lot of variations, and this is not any kind of treatise on the Caro Kann. We'd be here for 5 years straight in a row if we were to try to look at every single dark little sideline and blind alley. No, we're not doing that. This is just looking at one game with some pretty good concepts and ideas and moves and positional nuances. Typical, at least for its day, of the Caro Kann Panov Botvinnik. And that's where he went wrong, of course, with that howler of a move, and bang, bye-bye, sign my scorecard, we're done. Thanks so much, guys, and I hope I've given you some little inspiration in your own games. And if you've never heard of Paul Keres, please check him out. There's 3 or 4 great books out there in the English language. I'm sure there's many, many more in Russian, probably by now in Chinese and Hindi and Portuguese and Espanol and Italiano, Francois, French. So I bid you adieu, and please subscribe if you like. And again, we'll see each other hopefully in the next vid. Adios. Adieu.